Hi guys. Like I said, if I could record by Friday, I would get the episodes out this week. And it is Friday afternoon. So really? I skipped a day. It's Thursday. Okay. Well, I've been sick. Cut me some slack. So it's getting close to the end of the week is my point. So I think I'm well enough to record and not have my voice be completely horrible. That being said, I'm not back to normal yet completely. I'm still a little congested and all that. So I apologize if my voice isn't quite right. I will try to edit around any coughing or other gross noises. Yeah, I'm hoping to just get enough episodes that you guys get to see it this week, and because I also do want to play it. So that is the goal. That is the goal today. Now, it's entirely possible that I'll get into a groove of playing it and we'll end up going longer, and the downside there is that you guys are going to have to listen to my recovering from a cold voice for longer than just the 1 week of episodes. We'll see. We've already visited our family. We have repaired our haul. It looks like we have a lot of fuel, but not so many supplies. I think we definitely need to buy supplies before we do anything else. 3 is not very much even for this tiny of a crew. Let's see. We do honestly have enough echoes. Like, we're getting close to having enough echoes that we could consider buying a new ship. But we'll get to that in a moment. We're going to sell 3 fuel and buy 3 supplies. And have I turned in like all my port reports and things like that? Did I do that before the end? Okay, the Mount Palmerston we're holding on to for Adam's Way. So that's why that one's not turned in. So that's fine. One thing that I also want to check, that because I don't remember for certain, but I want to see if I can find it. Because I'm trying to figure out, are we on a quest where we have to, go to Khan's Heart and pick up a crate of souls and all that jazz? Because, that comes up from time to time. And if I return to London without the souls, then that will be a problem. And yeah, we need a bigger ship before we can get the Serpentine engine, because we simply do not have the cargo space to carry all of the things that we would need at once in our current ship. I'm not seeing anything about him in the objectives right now. I apologize if I'm missing it. Like I said, the journal system is really one of the only complaints that I have about this game, is that it can occasionally be a little tricky when you're coming back to it after a while to figure out what the hiffle you're supposed to be doing. Alright. I don't think we're on that quest right now. I think we don't need to worry about that. So, as for things that we are doing, we still really need to find Hideaway. That's a thing that needs to happen. That would be really nice. We have not found it yet. And also, I would just like to give you guys a moment to actually look at the map, because I've realized that, yeah, I've been cutting out a lot of the traveling, and that's probably a little bit disorienting for some of you. So I'm going to try to look at the map a little more often and just give you guys a second to go over it here. So here's London. All the nearby isles like Mutton Island, Abbey Rock, the Shepherd Isle, Station 3, Demew isn't too far away. And then you start to get up into the northern bits where you have Wither, Codex, the Chapel of Lights, Mount Palmerston, Albert Horizon. We do that run a lot, and Anth is very close to it. And then, the far northern section where you have like Irem, Frostfound, the Undercrow, the Gant Pole, Scrimshander. They're all over here. And then the middle where you have like the Khanate area. Godfall, De Hoot is underwater there. Port Cecil, Polythyrene, we don't get over there very often, but they're over here, like on the far eastern portion of the map in the middle. Savior's Rocks, which is the furthest we've ever been. We've only been there once, I think. Is way on the eastern portion, and the Empire of Hands is near them. And then south of London, you have the Command Canal, the Iron Republic, Gators Moor, and the Salt Lions. A little further out, you have Rack and Nook underwater near the Salt Lions, and Rose Gate is on the near the Reef of Roses and Visage, the Isle of Cats, and then the Melting Isles, where we occasionally just stop and get a bunch of pre-fermented fruit, apparently. And then along the southern coast, there are some bits we have not seen. We have not explored much of the southern coast yet, but we have found the Grand Geode, the Dawn Machine, Port Carnelian, and Adams Way. I think we're going to head towards Adams Way because we have the port report to actually visit them this time. So I think we're going to do a run to the south and visit some of these places, you know, grab port reports, probably get some more supplies at the Melting Isles. Maybe stop by Visage, because that's usually pretty good for lowering terror. And I don't think there's anything else that we can do at Rosegate right now. I don't think we have the items that we need for them yet. But we may stop by, possibly stop by Rack and Nook if we can just get port reports. And then head for Adams Way. And then after we've been to Adams Way, I would kind of like to explore more in this area because we're really running out of places where Hideaway could be. It's got to be somewhere in this portion of the map we haven't been to very much. I mean, it could maybe be up near Savior's Rocks and the Isle of Hands because I don't think we've been there since we got a submarine. So that is a possibility. Actually, I wonder what this abyss, the one right near London, gives you. I think that's worth finding out. Okay. Shelves have been cut into the rock walls. Some are large enough to hold ancient, waterlogged ships, crusted with long-dead barnacles. Others are smaller, holding pairs of clay coffins and a smattering of grave goods, jugs and bowls. Rest in one of the graves. A true sailor will find the Z as comfortable as any bed, it is said. This right will increase your veils by 20, but decrease your hearts by 10. Succeed or fail, you will gain the right, but failure will increase your terror. We have a pretty solid chance of actually getting that, and I mean, hearts can be important sometimes. It's not a useless stat by any means. Generally, the way that I rank the importance of stats, all of them will come up in something interesting. None of them are useless. But the order that I rank the importance of the stats is Veils is the most important, then Pages because it affects your experience gain, then Iron because it comes up a lot and it affects your damage in combat, then Hearts because while it doesn't come up as often, when it does come up it tends to be important, and then Mirrors being the least important because it just doesn't come up that often in critical situations. And getting a firing solution quicker is great and all, but if you're hitting like a truck, usually you can get away with it being kind of low. I'll definitely keep in mind that this is here. If we start smuggling, it's probably going to be a thing that we do, but I'm not going to do it right now. Current's pushing us both around. Just rotating on the spot. Okay, we're gonna just try rotating the other way to get, because we need to get you into our firing solution. Hit kind of hard. go. We only got hit once. We're all right. Let us loot them. Your crew moves swiftly. They bring back supplies and fuel. One staggers aboard with a bundle from the captain's desk. There are scorched and sodden pages, journals of sonar readings, all completed in minute handwriting. There's even wrecked measuring equipment. None of it of any use. But what's this? Okay, got some supplies and fuel. And now the cask of curiosities. An intriguingly lumpy sack. It's probably not full of skulls. Please be coffee. Or souls. Souls work. Let's see. We need to drop something now, though. What are we dropping? Oh, that was crap I was supposed to sell in London. I definitely should have sold that spider silk at the very least. One fuel. Okay. The Abyss of Pyres. Pale fires bubble from fissures in the walls, refracted by willful currents into hypnotic cascades of light that shiver across the interior of your vessel. St. Brendan's fire, as Ayler gasps, the navigator's blessing. Yeah, so there can... okay, so I think we also found one that did... So apparently there can be more than one abyss that gives a given blessing. But it's nice to know that there's one closer to London. So, if we need it, it's there. Because, yeah, I think the one that we used before... Let's see if it's marked on here anywhere. I want to say it was, like, around in here somewhere. Maybe Kant's Abyss or something. Because I know it was, like, closer to this area in Frostfound. Because we used that blessing to get the mirrors to enter Frostfound. Well, we could use a hunger reset. Gimme. Oh, we need the surface for air. Thank you, game, for adding a very, very obvious effect for when that's getting low, because sometimes I zone out. Probably not a great thing to hear from your captain. We don't have anything for Station 3 right now, I don't think. I mean, sometimes they just have tasks for us to do, so I may show up there because we're near it, but Demu Island first, because that tends to give us some supplies. Gain some supplies, gain some fragments, go compile a port report. Oh, and more fuel. You know, honestly, it would be kind of an interesting challenge to try to play this. How to put this? As like a completely self-sufficient captain, you never purchase fuel or supplies, you can only loot them. That might be interesting. It would definitely incentivize the smaller ships a lot, but you would also need to hunt things in said smaller ship. Okay, we'll pick up a port report at Gator's Morn, because why not? I suppose Gator's Morn would be great if you needed to do that, because we tend to run into a lot of pirates out here that are easy pickings. 3 supplies! Okay, we have plenty of food now. And really the only thing is, like, there are games that I would be perfectly okay with challenge running, but by their very nature, they're kind of long. Like, a Sunless Sea run, first up, how do you define the win condition? Do you just go by what your captain's ambition is? In which case, I guess I'd better pick the shortest one? Because they take a while to accomplish. I don't know if y'all have any thoughts on like what the win condition for challenge runs of this game should be. I'm open to hearing it because I do have a couple of ideas, but actually fitting this game into a challenge run format is not as easy as it is with something like, say, Oblivion, where you have a main quest. A gleaming marauder is assembling an immense hoard of drowning pearls. His teeth are gold. His rings wink with... sorry, this is a little bit difficult with without full use of my nose. His teeth are gold. His rings wink with scintillac. A locked box sits beside him, containing delicacies retrieved from the wispways. Trade a drowning pearl for 2 solace fruits. Okay. Noted. Solace fruit is kind of hard to get and expensive if you just buy it. So that seems like it's probably a good trade if we can figure out how to get drowning pearls. We're going to try to gather intelligence, 76% chance, and if we screw up, we have a full crew. Aha! Caught them in the bath again. We actually can sell fuel here at a fairly solid price. So if we're here with a crap ton of extra fuel, or if we were planning to go to the Iron Republic afterward, because the Iron Republic sells fuel for cheaper than what we would get for selling fuel here, so we would actually turn a slight profit. And I'm planning to go to the Iron Republic, so hey, we'll probably sell a bit of fuel here. Now, if we had a sunlight-filled mirror catch box or red honey, they buy that stuff here. I don't know if they buy it at a great... I don't know if they really buy it at a profit. I know these aren't great prices for it, but it's safe. So if it's something where it's like, I just happened to find this, I am not a dedicated smuggler with the veils to go sell this stuff in London or wherever, you can sell it here. This is where we have the concealed compartment, which I believe goes to the auxiliary slot. No, it equips to the aft. Okay. We don't have that slot on this ship, but okay, good to know. Yeah, we're gonna hold on to the rest of this. I wish they bought spider silk, but moving on. We're gonna sell 10 of our fuel. That leaves us plenty to get to the Iron Republic, where we were going to go anyway, just to get the port report. We'll buy the replacement fuel there at a tiny profit of 2 echoes per barrel. It's not something that's worth going out of your way to do, but if you're heading there anyway, why not? We could go to the command canal. We might get a move in the Great Game. The port report isn't worth very much, but... Gained 1 vision of the surface. Good, we need those sometimes. We used a lot of them. And port report because, hey, 5 echoes. Let's see what's under the water, shall we? Might be worth investing in a better gun. Because taking these guys out a little faster, where we would not, instead of potentially taking 2 hits, because we might take another hit here before we get this last one in. But if we were more consistently only having to take 1 hit from them instead of potentially 2, that would make things a lot easier. We get stuff. Much stuff. More souls. Okay, compiling the port report. Gained 1 pages. We're getting pretty lucky with the stat rolls because you can lose pages and hearts here, but we usually gain them. Gonna stop by the Grand Geode if we can. We might get spooked by one of the golden ships, but we will try because I would really like to clear the map around it a bit more because mind goblins. And sometimes these have little landmarks like that. And we get fragments for discovering those, and fragments eventually could mean more secrets that we can use for things like stats. Yep, there's the golden ship. Okay, yep, nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Did we get the square? Yes, okay. Makes me feel better. It looks like they have one of those golden ships in the harbor here. Like, it looks very similar. Just lost 5 terror and gained 1 memory of distant shores. The Minist's yearning burning I'm not too worried about because it seems like resting in London settles that down pretty easily. It's mostly an issue from what I remember. It's mostly a problem if you repeatedly, like, explore. If you go through the main canal to the surface and you explore too long and you do that repeatedly, like, too close together. And then there's, like, one other context I can think of where it's a problem, but we haven't found that island yet, so I'll explain when we get to that. Okay, got last frickin' square, finally. Makes me feel better. See, we now have this whole corner! There's that one friggin' black square that we haven't gotten yet. There's, like, those 2. And a little bit around Irem and, like, Savior's Ox and the Empire of Hands. Like, we need to explore more out there. Getting there. We may actually end up getting a complete map if we don't muck up